lot of battles, big space battles, um, around that wormhole. I'm not sure if that was in this video, in this clip, but it could be about maybe one of the particular battles that happened, and it
I
stems
just
off
I
the.
just wish someone would go back and reanimate a lot of the DS9 battles to include more recent ships because like they were using Reliant class and Excelsior class vessels in the battles in the Dominion War, and it's like those ships were over 100 years old at that point. Like why? Why is a Federation throwing Galaxy class and Miranda class and why? It made no sense to me ever.
Well,
Why?
funny enough, when it came to Insurrection, F. Murray Abrahams' character kind of brought up the fact that Starfleet was like diminishing to a degree, which is why they wanted that planet.
Yeah.
Um, and that maybe that was a particular, like even though that was a few years earlier, it's earlier. It's still not that far in a time period for maybe them having to be using so many of their resources for so much shit that's been going on around the galaxy that they were involved in, that
Yeah.
they had to resort to 100-year-old ships.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's not a totally out of the box idea. I mean, you're not wrong with that. Like, but I mean, the Dominion War probably cleaned out a lot of those vessels because they would have been destroyed far quicker than any of the newer like Akaran and Sovereign
no
class
doubt. But
vessels.
they also had the Borg to deal with, which was probably a priority. You know,
Oh, the Borg late. Apparently, there was like three or four, but like in First Contact, like when they first get the transmission of the first attack by the Borg, that
yeah.
was only the first staging area. By the time the Enterprise E got to Earth, the Borg had already gone through like 4 or 5 waves of Starfleet vessels
Hmm.
because they had checkpoints set up, and the Borg were just plowing through all of the Federation vessels. So by the time they got to Earth and the Enterprise E got there, like they were at the bare bones of what the
It's
fleet that they had assembled.
it's funny because if you think about it, the last thing they would want to do was to tell fucking Jean-Luc Picard to go check some fucking nebulas. No,
Well, why didn't they just
Jean-Luc.
put Riker in command? Like if they were that worried about Picard, why would they?
No, they shouldn't have been worried about Picard. They should have used him. They should have used Picard as much as possible. Got
I
everything.
know. I see their point where he's a liability. I mean, maybe make him the first officer and then Riker the captain just for that like scenario. Maybe like
If you have to have him under guard and have 4 or 5 people around him, and if he fucking switches, then you kill him on sight. So be it. But he should be at Starfleet headquarters, helping them fucking finish the ball once and for all with
I,
all the information he knew by being in the fucking part of the collective.
yeah.
I mean, he
All right.
knew everything by being part of the collective. It's within him. He knows everything
Yeah.
up to the time until he got disconnected.
Well.
So
All right. You ready?
yes,